Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome, my friends. Today's episode of Top Deck, we have a mono black enchantments deck or mono black auras deck. Now, this deck is fairly prominent for best of one. I love what we got going on for the board here for the best of three. We'll talk about this here in a second. Appreciate you tuning in. This is a platinum to mythic 6+ win deck here today. And we got some cool things that we're going to talk about. So if you have questions, if you have comments, let me know. Flip me a like. This deck list is available to you in the description. Also, while you're down there, you can find the Discord information as well, and also the timestamps where we will talk about the strategy objective of this deck list. We'll go into best of three boarding. We'll play that competitive Magic here today in both best of one and best of three for you, and then we'll close out with where this might sit in the meta. Now, this version is different than the one that we ran last time, so I'm very excited about this because, again, a different sideboard and giving you some options here for your gameplay. Now, in terms of what we have going on here, again, mono black auras. So what it's all about is essentially locking down a lot of the creature-based decks. We have Archfiend's Vessel that we can reoccur, Deadweight, Hateful Eidolon to give us draw, Mogus's Favor that can either go on our creatures or their creatures. We can pull this back from the graveyard too if we need to. Serrated Scorpion, we got Ephemia, very, very popular now, a flying 2/1 Harpy. We can keep making 2/2 black zombie creature tokens, applying the pressure. Mire's Grasp to knock things down. Time Array here. Gives us a good blocker, and then we can also exile cards from graveyards. Veto I like in here too because we can give everything lifelink, and then we can do some ping damage. Demonic Embrace go over the top, and then obviously Lurrus on the recursion here, so very powerful. Now, we are running 20 lands. You could probably strip out the snow-covered lands. I think it's auto generation here. It doesn't really help the deck because we're not running Faceless Haven, but we will run it this way, and it will be set up this way down below for you in the list, so you can absolutely import this very, very nice and easily. So strategy objective of this deck is it's kind of an aggro to mid-range deck. You're really locking down your opponents, continuing to do damage, and keeping them at bay. It's going to struggle against some of the late game decks, so just keep that in mind, but that's a good cue in for us for our best of three lineup here. So again, if you got questions, if you got comments, let me know. In terms of best of three, we're going to break this down against aggro, mid-range, and late game decks, my friends. And there's a whole host of things here that's really going to help us strengthen a couple of different pieces that we can keep in mind, and certainly allow us some good prevalence in terms of what we may find and what we may run into. So in terms of aggro, we got mono red, we got mono white, we got Boros, we got Naya, we also have the lovely Gruul in this space, and those are Renata, Magda Gruul, those kinds of things. Here, what you're going to want to do is we're going to already be pretty favored with this deck, but all the things that you could throw in there if you really, really wanted to is things like Revenge of the Ravens. Whenever a creature attacks us or a planeswalker we control, that controller is going to lose 1 life and we gain 1 life. So really nice against the Naya Tokens deck, something to consider. Rankle Master of Pranks is also good against creature-based decks, or even locking out our opponents in that space as well. So those are a couple considerations. Revenge of Ravens maybe at the top end, again, depending on what you're playing, but this will certainly help hold things down for us here. Next, we got mid-range. So again, these kind of tie to be the Winata decks. Magda Gruul, also in the space, you're going to hit the Is It Dragons. You may run into Is It Tempo, Mono Blue Tempo, Mono Blue Control, those things that we've talked about before in the past, or Snow. Also, we got all the sacrifice decks. We got mid-range here in terms of Rakdos, and those other sacrifice decks would be Mardu, Golgari, Rakdos, Jund, all things that you might find in the space. We got Pests, Witherbloom, and those kinds of things as well. Here, again, similar story if they're creature-based. If they aren't, some good cards that you could play around, things like Underworld of Dreams and Grey Merchant of Apostle here. Again, or Gary, and then again Rankle as well if you need to lock things in or out. Things that you can move out is a little less in terms of some of these cards that may kill your opponents, like Mythic Grasp or Deadweight. Instead, we can focus on Mogus's favor to pump our own creatures and go from there as well. Then late game decks, these are going to be your traditional control decks like Dimir, Azorus. We also got the ultimatum decks, which are Sultai Ultimatum and Temur. Temur turns, a whole host of things in the space, and then obviously the Doom decks as well, so things to keep in mind there. Similar play, you can run Rankle Master of Pranks, that's going to be a big one for us. Underworld of Dreams, and then Gary here, again, slamming things down, getting huge uplift on draining our opponents and kind of helping close the game from that perspective. So that's how I would board in terms of our best of 3 lineup against aggro, mid-range, and late game. We covered the strategy objective of this list. Again, a very popular deck that we've covered in Friday Night meta, so really excited to be taking a look at this one. I like this version. It's different than what we did last time. You can absolutely look at that one too that we ran for Keldheim, but time that we came back to this one, my friends. So let's go ahead now and we'll play that competitive Magic like we do, and we'll go from there. So really looking forward to it. Like I said, we're going to go to our standard ranked. We did the Orzhov Life Gain deck. Today we're doing our mono black enchantments deck. Again, if you got questions, if you have comments, please let me know down below. Would love to hear from you, or feel free to hop in that Discord server. There's 200 plus folks in there now, so getting pretty popular and a lot of fun. Should absolutely check that out. And we're working on pulling together a community tournament as well. So all right, we got Excalibur here. We can keep this and go from there. We have that, so we'll try it. Looks like a rogue's deck. We can lead with Vessel here. So this will be an interesting matchup for us. Again, can we be a gatekeeper? We'll find out, I guess. Now we did that so that we can hit this. There we go. Try for veto. We'll see if we can get away with it. We'll wait. That's absolutely why. We'll drain here. So we haven't seen any counterspell yet, so we can give it a shot. We'll see if this works. And it did. So we can do a couple things here. I'm going to pull this guy in first. Wait. So now we got access to everything, which is what we needed. There they go. Not bad. Not bad. That hurts. That hurts. There we go. Ooh, they got a gargoyle in here too. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. All right, let's see what we hit. We need a Lurrus here to come through. Not enough. Not enough. All right, we'll move on to our next match. So a tough one there against Rogues. We didn't quite hit what we needed. We had Lurrus, the wipe. Crippling Fear absolutely wrecked us. So it happens. On to the next match here. And we'll keep going. Now, it generally is favored, but we lost, so that's how it goes. We'll try this against Larry Bird, double Lurrus, Hateful Eidolon. So again, getting those pieces lined up, as in any deck, is always important. Here, we're going to have our favorite, as always, a Fireblade Charger. Most likely gonna be a rogue. I don't know, we'll find out. All right, that helps us. I'll wait here until they play something of more value. Right, so let's do this. We'll see if we can get through. I'm assuming they're gonna have a couple spikes. We'll get them off the board though. Alright, so Cleave will do it. Let's try it either way. If they have Cleave, we're done. We could have played Myers and Deadweight and cleared the board. But we'll do this instead. If they swing in with everything, they have it. So we'll see what they do. So this will go pretty high here. Block on one. There it is. Just zoom on the annex. All right, so here's what we will do to make this worthwhile. Ooh, that did not help us. Unfortunate. very, very unfortunate again. And the funny piece is this is like the right match to have, and we just didn't get the Myers Grasps going and the right play. Very, very unfortunate. It must be the player. It's absolutely the player right now. Oh, gotta love our opponents always having answers. All right, on to third and final best of one match. So two decks that we lost to that were actually favored by a decent amount. But again, we didn't start with anything in our hands really, minus the Eidolon that was playable. So we just did not get the right lineup. All right, we'll try this. Again, no combo here with Hateful Eidolon. Hopefully we can land some of these things. But I don't think we started first either, so. All right, so we'll go here. We'll go our flyer next. I will play that now. Even though that was a lot of value for us. Alright, so we'll block with Archfiends. Radora. If we can land Lurrus, be in a good spot. There we go. All right. So we can leave the Lovestruck if we want. We'll block on the Magda. So here's how this one works. So what they're going to do is they will play a cleave. We'll do this. And they can choose where they want this. we will take Magda off. Oh, no, that's not right. We have to take this off. Play this. So this be 6. I'm gonna go for it. 7. Well, we don't need that many. Let's do that. It's not at lethal yet. Well, I guess if I would have attacked him with Time Array and they would have killed Serrated, we would have been fine. So that was a problem. Guess we could have swung in there. So exactly what I was just saying. Ooh, finally, we got through. All right, best of one. Best of one. We went 1 and 2. We should have beat mono red. Rogues I'm okay with, even though it has better win rates than actually mono red, surprisingly, but it happened. So let's go ahead now and play our best of 3 traditional standard ranked. Again, yesterday we did Orzhov life gain. Today we're doing mono black enchantments, and we'll see how this goes. Very fast matches, which is nice. Again, in particular for this deck, but we just did not connect the way I was hoping we would. So let's see if we can turn things around here. So again, for those of you joining now, we covered the strategy objective of the list. We covered boarding for best of 3. We did go 1 and 2 in best of 1. Could have had a little bit better success, but it happens. So here's a little bit better for us. So we finally have the first time we've actually got removables on the board at the beginning. We'll see if they're playing a lovely one of these decks. We'll find out, I guess, if it's Luca or not. El Ganzu. Could be Tybalt's trickery too. Nope. Alright. So we'll go hopefully heavy on this. I will kick out Mogus's favor. Alright, good news is we got Mythic Grasp. And we have a couple other things here. It'd be real nice to get an Eidolon. Ugh. Elganzu, what do we got? Oh, here we go. We'll take a hit. Alright. Did we get a Lurrus down? Looks like an ultimatum deck, kinda. So we'll find out here. Ooh, we're good. Okay. We are good. How do we want to play this is a question. So we didn't see too much. We didn't see too much. I wouldn't do this. Underworld Dream, maybe. We could probably keep it for now. We'll try it. We'll see what we get on the next round. We did get to go first finally for once, and we had a decent setup to start. So we'll go from here and see how it goes. Like I said. Oof. Elganzu. Dun dun dun. We can keep this. So we'll see how they play, and then we'll board appropriately for the next lineup here. Hall of Oracles. We'll do that. So when Eidolon dies, we will get a draw. We'll let them decide what they want to do. Because there goes Eidolon. Man card. Ideally next turn we hit a land card. Seems like a Temur ultimatum deck. Find out here. Now we can do a few things. We'll put the Demonic Embrace on Hateful Eidolon. We can go Lurrus to the Dream Den. Let's see what they hit. Probably blue, maybe? I don't know. Just give us one land, please. One land. here we go. One land. That's all we need. Ooh, all right. We will do this. Now we will block the Bone Crusher with Archfiend. Good old team returns. Give us that land. There we go. That's what we wanted. So we can do our Eidolon. What do we want to bring back here? There we go. We'll do that. Probably could have attacked in. That's all right. We'll go from there. Luca deck. Here comes Coma. Just too bad. So here's where we will need to keep what we have. All right, they missed Coma, so that's good. We will do this. Now, if they have another Luca, we're in trouble. We can obviously pull those back. Ooh. Now I can't just go and attack. There's a problem here. All they gotta do is play Bone Crusher, which they did not do. And they would have been fine. enough for Coma if it's in their hand. Told you. Told you, Planeswalkers. We can see exactly what our opponents play. All I gotta do is tap us down. So we will definitely stick to what we have here. What I will do is I'm going to throw in the drain on this. So a lot of this stuff is pretty big. So we can do a couple things here. We do want to drop a couple items. I'm going to drop these. I want to get in this guy. And I do want to run 2 of those too. Maybe a little bit more. We'll drop Veto. We'll do that. All right. We're going to go a little bit different here. Play first. Here we go. It's a good start. So we have to make sure nothing sticks. That's part of the challenge here. I'm going to pop out the Mire's Grasp if they let me. We'll see. All right. We knew they would do that, so that helps us. Sounds weird, but it's going to help us. And here is why. So we'll do that to get some damage in. We got enough to play Deadweight and Ephemia here next turn. We can play everything in our hand, is what we're going to shoot for here, hopefully. Rankle's going to get smoked. Well, that's fine. I wonder if they'll counter that one. Might. Now, what a lot of people forget is we can hit our own guys with Deadweight to trigger Hateful Eidolon as well, if we would like. So here we're going to have to ping out some of our own stuff, which we can do. So we just need to keep pulling stuff out of the graveyards here. Right, as of right now, we have lethal on the board. Any of their flyers, they can flash in one flyer if they want. All right, we'll kill Landmower. So we actually have lethal here. So here's how we do this. Like this. And we hit our own guy. Boom! There we go. We will take that today. All right, rank up. There we go. So good news is that deck that we just played isn't necessarily favored. Temur Adventures actually has a better win rate. But we did well. Awesome. Mascot Exhibition. We will take that. So let's go ahead and check out what we had going on today. So great to see us take down a best of 3. Again, this was a Platinum to Mythic 6+ win deck, so it certainly holds up in that space. Generally, it's favored against kind of the creature-based aggro stuff. The one that we did play happened to have a lot of creatures, which was good for what we had. But again, Temur Adventure is a tough deck for this one. So in terms of best one, we went 1 and 2 today, and in terms of best of 3, we went 2 and 1. Had a great run there, and ultimately took it down as always. So where does this sit in the meta, my friends? Well, first off, it's certainly played pretty heavily in best of 1. It does do fairly well. Even at the top end of the spectrum, I would probably say it's in that tier 2 spot in best of 1. Now, when it comes to best of 3, it's not as popular in terms of a top 8 deck. Certainly, a lot of other things in the space that are played there over this one. I would say it's probably more of like a lower tier 2, top of tier 3 deck in terms of the meta for best of 3. So stronger in best of 1. Even though we didn't do as well, and we in decks we should have won best of 3, we beat decks that we shouldn't necessarily have beat, but that is how Magic goes, and we love it. So with that, if you have questions, if you have comments, let me know down below. Would love to hear from you. Flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. Other great ways to stay connected down below in the description. You will also find the Discord server information for questions, 200+ folks in there as well. Lots of fun stuff going on, and other great ways to support the channel down there, and the deck list. So with that, Planeswalkers, we will see you again soon. We have Friday Night Meta coming your way. We got top decks, standard, historic. We got jank coming, and also the tier list. So stay tuned, because we got those coming up here pretty soon. So with that said, Planeswalkers, until next time, you stay safe, and looking forward to seeing you around more. And Mythras out.